Welcome you back to Night Talk. We proudly welcome Edgar Ramirez to the program. He is considered one of Hollywood's top young actors, making his mark in Tony Scott's Domino 3 years ago, last year playing an assassin in the smash hit The Bourne Ultimatum. And now he's part of an all-star cast including Dennis Quaid, Forrest Whitaker, and Sigourney Weaver in the brand new political thriller called Vantage Point. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And before we began here, I was telling you, this film, unlike many films that come out nowadays and disappear quickly, this film has gotten a lot of push behind it. There have been billboards, there have been commercials. I mean, this is a major, major film, and an unusual film too.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about it.
Well, I mean, it's a story. It's a very innovative movie. I think that the fact that the same story or the same segment of a story being told from different points of view, it's going to be very, very interesting for the audience. I think that somehow it requires the audience interaction so they can complete the information. So nothing is really like totally given to the audience.
And we're talking about an attempted assassination of a U.S. president who's going to an anti-terrorist conference in Spain, I believe, correct?
In Spain, yeah. I mean, there's a hypothetical summit to speak and to agree on international terrorism, and there's a terrorist attack in that place. But for me, that would be more the anecdote of the movie. I think that the movie is really about the truth. I think that it's about the truth and the different angles that we can hold to the truth, and unfortunately about this period of time where we have the tendency to believe that the only valid angle to the truth is the one we hold. Yeah.
So and I think that the camera pointing in one direction must be accurate, but this film shows a lot of different angles, a lot of different vantage points, with different cameras and different takes on the truth.
Definitely, and that's what I think the movie is trying to deal with the fact that the only way probably to get closer to something that might be true is to take into consideration all the different points of view and all the different perspective to that event, because we only hold or we only possess one piece of information. So we really want to have like a clear idea or a clearer idea of any specific event. We should collect as many angles as possible.
This was we have a lot of performers come through here, a lot of actors, and they work on a film sometimes 3.5 weeks, sometimes. This was a long shoot. This was a 3-month shoot.
It was a 3-month shoot. It was a very challenging shoot. It was very intense. Thousands of extras on set, 8 actors on set all the time, constantly, because as I was telling you, before we started the interview, we were sometimes on someone else's point of view, and just like passing through. So we all have to be there like ready with multiple cameras, and it was very intense. It was very fun, but it was very, very intense.
Which is interesting, because in our own lives, in our own minds, we're the star of the show.
Yeah.
But in other people's lives, we are perhaps supporting players at best.
Absolutely. Yeah, and sometimes just extras.
Was the shoot difficult in any other ways in terms of talk to me about the material and the number of extras that you had to use for this?
Well, I mean, there were days we were probably working with 3,000 or 4,000 extras, because it was like a major concentration of people for the summit, the fictional summit in the movie. But that, I think that added to the intensity of the movie, because everything was real. The location was real, the explosions were real, the whole hassle and the whole like chaos was real. So creatively, it was very, very helpful for all of us.
As an actor, do you appreciate having that kind of reality around you to help you with a character?
Well, definitely.
Or is it distracting? Because there are some actors who seem to like being able to play off of and create the total artwork on the canvas, and others, I guess, also really like that extra added dimension that these real effects can give you.
To me, it's great. To me, it is very, very helpful, because you somehow integrate all the impulses that you're getting from what surrounds you at a specific moment. I mean, for me, it's great. I mean, actually, we were shooting. I mean, this set. The movie was supposed to happen in Spain, but it was shot in Mexico. So we built an exact replica of Plaza Mayor of Salamanca, Spain in Mexico. And Mexico City being, the most populated, capital in the world. I mean, we're talking about, more than 35 million people living in the same place. I mean, that energy added, a lot of intensity. Actually, the political moment that we were facing in Mexico. I mean, it was the aftermath of the elections,
So there was drama in the air.
Exactly. So the streets were blocked, and also so that all added, to that.
And you know more than a little bit about politics too. But we have to take a break right now. We're going to come back and talk about your pre-acting career, political involvement as well, and some of the big movies you have coming up too. The film is Vantage Point. Edgar Ramirez is our guest, and we'll be right back.